Should we all three do it?
Yeah.
Well, you want to do all three? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hello
and welcome to Good Boys Gone
Bland. Season 11.
Crap. There's no season anymore. Remember, we
It's not
got
a
rid of the
fucking
season
season.
model.
Stop
This is no
trying
strings
to
attached.
rein
You're trying
me
to-
in.
You're like railroading us into a thing. Okay, so
We are
negative energy.
freeform jazz artists. And
Yeah.
I don't know what
You're-
that means, honestly. Yeah.
We're improvisers. Okay, so let's try to open things up again. I know there's a lot of negative energy in the beginning there, but now let's
So what the
let's
fuck am I supposed to say?
Let's reset. Okay. We watched Trap this week on HBO. Great service. And welcome to our show. I'm your
Is HBO a
co-host.
great service?
I'm your
That's
co-host,
like a
Denali.
polarizing thing to say to kick off.
I like its offerings.
Are you getting paid?
What's your name, a guy who's questioning me?
We should restart. This is terrible.
Okay, let's restart.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah, yeah.
restart.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Hello and welcome to Good Boys Gone Bland. Trap. I'm your co-host, Denali. I swear to God, I say something before the movie.
That's what I'm saying. I'm your co-host, Ryan.
It's me, Jace.
And we've gathered here today because this thing we have here is to catch a co-host who's pretending to be a co-host, but he's secretly a murderer. All right, so we're gonna do this podcast to try to draw him out, and I'm gonna be asking some questions.
Okay.
I'm a pop star. I don't know anything.
Okay, and who are you, third guy?
Yeah, I just really love Lady Raven. I'm 52
Okay.
years old.
All right.
I don't
I'm
have
Lady
anyone with
Raven.
me at this podcast. I know there are a lot of 16-year-old fans here.
No, there isn't. No,
People think it's
there's
weird.
explicit tag on. Okay.
But
We're looking for a 6'5"
Yeah.
man
Is that what chases?
who has floor seats
Okay.
and is approximately 3 feet taller than everyone else surrounding him.
Hey, you kind of know a lot about this murderer.
They
Let me
briefed me.
ask you some questions then.
Yeah, they briefed me. I got I got the brief.
I won my seats on the floor through a sweepstakes, and I'm only 6'2". I'm wearing platform shoes today though to be taller.
Well, that checks out.
Are you
Just-
wearing a very conspicuous Carhartt jacket?
Oh yeah.
Sir, take a seat. I am not concerned about you. Have a great day and enjoy the show with your daughter. Now,
Okay.
Mr.
You sure?
over here,
It feels like
who
we should ask this
knows
guy
a
another
lot,
question.
Have you ever felt like killing someone?
on the drive here. I mean,
Well, who doesn't? Anyways, okay,
Interstate
so
Fair.
okay,
Okay, you
back
got
to
me.
you,
That's pretty fair.
Mr. Suspicious. Okay,
Me?
do
I'm
you
just a
like
pop
your
star.
mom?
My mom? Yeah. My mom married my dad, and my dad gave me the part of this in this movie.
The murderer. Okay, we're not gonna. The murderer.
nepotism.
Yeah, he's
it's-
also my
it's-
tour
yes.
manager for some reason. He
guess
just stands right
that
there.
happened
It's
in this
convenient
And your
for plot
uncle,
devices.
father
that is
uncle.
this
That's
movie.
weird.
Yeah, he
Oh.
was like, I'm her uncle. You know, her mother's brother. I was like, you don't need to say that, Mr. M. Night. We watched Trap this week, folks. This is a hot movie in my world because I was trying to watch this movie for a while, and it came on HBO. This is the latest edition from the twist master himself, M. Night Shyamalan, and it stars not Ashton Kutcher, who I found out recently. It stars Josh Hartnett.
Who the fuck is that guy? I've never seen this man before in my life.
Dude, I thought him and Ashton Kutcher were the same guy for decades.
I thought he took like a hiatus. He used to be like a heartthrob.
He was Hartnett.
Yeah, heartthrob is like a. I get that, but and again, his name's
Okay.
Hartnett.
Yeah,
but this
yeah,
is
yeah.
like a heartthrob is like a term for someone who's like sought after by kind of like a
Baywatch.
not quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sort of. That's more like sex idol kind of a thing.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
No.
I think he's a sex
No.
idol.
Bill.
Heartthrob is like it's just a term of art. Let's
Okay.
put it that way.
So you like this guy. You like Josh Hartnett.
No, I don't have an opinion about him. I think this might be the
Okay.
first thing I've ever seen.
Pearl Harbor with Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah.
Jace, you love it. It's the 3-hour World War II movie.
Did we watch it?
No, we were
Then-
thinking about it.
then
It
we
was
don't
not-
need to talk
yeah,
about
We
it.
don't need to talk about this.
Is
It's
he the
100
one who
movies
has
ago.
sex in the curtains?
During Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one who watches Ben Affleck behind the curtains in Pearl Harbor. Yeah, we watched this movie. What of it? All right. We want to watch a new hot movie that's out there for the folks at home. All right. A lot of people are messaging us and they're like, guys, I don't know what to think about this new movie that came out because I don't have 3 guys who have a podcast to explain it to me. And now we're here. We're here to break down this complex movie. Its twists and turns. It's really difficult lore. We're here for you. And Jace, you look like you want to say something. You look.
You're
confused.
kind of giving
Yeah.
benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
Complex movie.
Complex. Yeah, it is a complex. Okay, fine. No reviews.
It's a complex movie. I agree with that. Like, I don't understand why M. Night thought this was going to be good.
It's got a beginning, a middle, an end, and another middle after the end, and then another end, and another middle.
That is complex.
then-
You're right.
and it
That
ends in
is-
another
I'm-
middle.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're
It's
correct.
got this unorthodox story structure. That's very good. But, it's been a while since we've recorded a podcast. How are you guys doing?
I think the good boys are down
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, we are. We're down
I think-
bad.
I think this is the worst time that the 3 of us collectively have ever been through. I think we're not doing too hot. Denali, I think,
Yeah.
kind of unexpectedly, I think you're on top right now.
Well, not really.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
sweet.
doing well either. We're all
Awesome.
dealing with various injuries, health issues, where our vibe and we're fighting through pain. All of us have like one of those like little like we bite down on like a piece of leather in between us talking, and then we take the leather out to say something after. Hang on, I gotta bite my leather real quick. So one of you guys say something.
Josh Hartnett had that in this movie for sure.
I'm not done biting. Sorry. Can you keep talking?
Oh,
So what'd you do the other day, man? I haven't talked to you in a while.
is that to me or Denali? Denali's
To
biting.
you.
Which one is
He's
he
biting.
Oh, to me, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my hands.
Oh,
I noticed in previous episodes we used to ask each other about our lives on the podcast.
yeah.
And at some point, we strayed away. We started getting in being all about business, all right? We started reviewing the movies and giving the audience what they wanted. And I think we go back to our roots and we find out something about each other.
I say next time we watch a movie, we don't even tell each other what
we
movie we
don't,
watched.
we don't even talk about it.
Damn.
What are you doing, Jace? What's going on?
My furnace is broken in my house. So I
Oh.
have 2 blankets wrapped around my waist right now, and that's why I'm wearing this like this.
You gotta
Because
burn
it's
your pants for
freezing
warmth.
cold in my basement. And I can't run my space heater in the basement while we record this because my microphone will pick it up. But other than that, chilling.
I've got a scallop shell.
Oh my
that I
God.
used to catch my tea bags.
Oh, so there's 2.
Oh,
Jace has a
wow.
shell too. So we just need a 3rd shell until Ryan can wipe his butt.
This is from
I
Saint-Malo, France.
It
Okay,
looks
that's
French.
pretty much the most interesting thing going on.
You found a shell?
Yeah, I bought it. There was a scallop on top
Bought
of
a
it.
shell? What the fuck?
Sorry,
a
did you
scallop
take that
inside of
home from the restaurant?
You don't? Do you ever ask to like keep the bones when you eat something in a restaurant? Can I have the?
All the
That would be
time.
really funny. I just told the guys about a fancy restaurant I went to, and I was totally committing social faux pas everywhere.
Yeah.
That's maybe a next thing I can do is I can ask to keep the shrimp tails.
I'm making an art piece. I have to order this
what's
30
your guys'
times.
opinions on
Yeah.
the shrimp coming to my fucking plate with the tails on?
I think
Like
someone
in a
should...
pasta dish.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
That's
that-
fucked
I
up,
mean,
right?
yeah.
I had to
stop
stick my
doing that.
hands. It was actually Julie's. I had to stick my hands into Julie's plate of pasta and pick off all the shrimp tails for her at a fancy Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
You can use the fork and knife that they provide.
Take the but then you
Do
miss out
what?
the meat.
Then you
miss
lose the meat out of the
You
shrimp.
lose the meat. You gotta suck the meat out of the tail.
Yeah,
You gotta do it like
I-
an animal. Yeah.
I think the people that are ordering these dishes,
Oh, you think they're too rich
they're
to suck
rich
the meat?
hoity-toity fucks. Yeah.
This was for Julie's birthday. It was actually the night we watched this movie. And I had to stick my hands in her blazing hot pasta dish, and they're covered in sauce. And I had to squeeze the tails off of her shrimp in the middle of this fancy restaurant.
Julie's like, "Oh, great,
her
my
birthday.
pasta." Ryan's like, "Let me get that for you."
No,
I need to get
it
No,
was-
those
please don't
tails
touch.
off.
Don't touch.
No,
my
it was very
pasta.
much like she was in a situation. She's like, Ryan, I can't get the tail off of the shrimp.
And so she asked you to intercede
Yeah.
to touch her pasta. But I mean, I feel like once you get to a certain wealth bracket, and I think you guys like agree,
I'm
like
not there.
when people get there, there's a certain point where part of the experience is humiliating another person
Yeah.
and seeing the humiliation. So I think they have that on the menu so that the other rich people and the restaurant owners can watch you stick your hands into scalding hot pasta to separate the shrimp tails out.
Well, maybe that makes sense because when we were checking out, they accidentally ran my card for a different table's check, and there was 4 people there, so twice as many people. But the bill was like 6 times what our bill was.
Sounds about right.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, that's totally cool. That's totally cool." And I'm like, "Oh fuck, like that better not go through." I don't have that much money.
So I think you were marked table. I think with tails on.
I'm the tails on table. Damn it.
I agree. But T-bone out when you get the steaks?
I don't order steak.
You can pull the T-bone out. You can ask for T-bone out next time you order T-bone steak.
Really?
They'll give it to you boneless. Yeah.
Really?
But then you can't. Hey, I'm gonna need that T-bone on the side.
Get it on the side.
Can I
Put it
order
in a
my
little
push
bag.
pop out?
Yeah, you could. They'll cut it off at the but you don't get to suck the bottom bits out.
Oh, really?
That's
Do you think those rich people in those restaurants have ever had a push pop?
in their lives? No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Cause I mean, like you see these rich people on Instagram. It's like the Kylie Jenner thing where they're like, I love Doritos. Doritos are so good. That's my favorite. They make like a big deal out of eating like poor people food. And it's like very
And it's
obvious they've
sponsored.
never
a
had
sponsored post too.
it. Yeah. I don't think they've ever had a push pop. I think a push pop might give them liver failure.
Those Flintstones push pops. Oh man.
Flintstones makes really good food. Vitamins.
Vitamins and push pops, baby. You don't got nothing
If they
else.
made a Flintstones vitamin flavored push pop,
No, I don't think it's vitamin.
And
Hey,
it's
you know what? Why
chalky.
don't they put vitamins in more
chalky, yeah.
food? The gummies taste amazing.
Wow.
The vitamin
Yeah,
gummies.
yeah.
If there were
Why don't they
vitamins
put-
in food, then you couldn't sell the vitamins to the malnourished people, and then you just
yeah.
wouldn't be making money.
That's kind of fair. You could upcharge though. Like why don't in a pack of Gushers?
Okay.
Why isn't one of them
One
just like
vitamin.
chock full of vitamins? And
because
then-
wait,
That's why I throw up at that my first sleepover because they were testing out vitamins in the Gushers, and I got that pack, and it really messed me up.
because when you sit and you eat 18 packs of Gushers at a sleepover, you're gonna get liver failure.
I don't feel so good. Wait, I'm thinking of the right thing, right? Cylindrical tube
Yes.
with and you
With
get
a
your
little
finger up in there.
plastic thing.
And
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
and you kind of slurp it. It's kind of like sherbet.
Well, it's got a stick though. It's not like a
Yes.
push. It's not like a push pop.
It's got
It's
a
like
stick.
We're talking
Wait,
about this is an iced frozen food.
No,
Yeah.
this is a sherbet.
Oh, I was talking
It's
about
a
the
cylinder.
ice cream.
Yes.
Okay, you guys are talking about the sherbet. I'm thinking, what's the
Jesus
hard
Christ.
candy?
It's a
with
push
the-
pop. That's a push pop. The
We've
hard
been
candy is the
saying
push
push
pop.
pop.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I think
Yeah,
a push pop is like a frozen ice cream with the cylinder, with the cardboard cylinder,
Google
and
this
it's got
real
the
quick.
plastic straw kind of
Okay.
like thing that you
I
the
looked it up.
plunger.
They're called pop-ups or they're called push-ups. All right. A push pop is a thing you pop up. It's where you lick and you pretend it's lipstick and you rub it all over your face.
Oh,
Pretend
I just
it's
call them push
lipstick.
pops.
What?
Yeah. You know, like the blue
That's what I thought.
raspberry. You
Jace,
make yourself have
Jace, are
blue
you talking
lips.
about the icy ones, like the long, skinny flavored ones?
I've been thinking about the hard candy this whole time.
Oh, this conversation's fucked.
So wait, okay. Who else was thinking hard candy?
Folks at home, raise your hand.
Okay. How
a
about
lot-
who was
lot of
thinking
people.
of the Flintstones funny little sherbet tubes?
Yeah!
Woo!
I'm confused. You've been saying push pop this whole time.
I
So
have.
you've been-
Okay. Apparently, I've been making it a mistake. We all make mistakes. Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused because the verbiage we were using.
Anyways, we watched Trap. You guys want to talk about this
Holy
movie?
shit!
Watch. You guys. Well, I didn't get to say how my day was.
Yeah, how was your day?
And it was nice. It was nice. Thank you. We got pizza from a spot called Esco's that we like. He
What
moved
type?
locations to mid city. It's a New York style pizza. He has big slices.
Ooh, that's my favorite type. To be
yeah.
entirely honest.
He's a very nice guy. He's very charismatic. He always calls everyone buddy and champ and slings pizzas and makes them in front of you. And I had a good time.
I like that.
Got some garlic knots.
I really liked New York style when I moved over here. I thought it was the best. We just transitioned to Detroit style.
Detroit style. Is it? Do they put like a hubcap on top of it or something?
That's
Like
exactly what it is.
yeah.
It's-
like
Comes with a 1967 Ford
Comes with a
F-150.
he has an I-beam on. Yeah, comes with a house. What's Detroit style pizza?
It's cooked in like a high wall sheet pan, and the edges are crispy.
Like
and
a
the
brownie.
bread is like focaccia. It's like really fluffy bread.
I think I got that from Esco's today. I think I had
You
that. It's like a
just
focaccia.
said that you got
Yeah.
a New York style pizza.
He's a New York style place, but he has that pizza which I got today.
That might be Sicilian.
Okay, it was cut in a square. That's
Yeah,
great.
That's Sicilian.
That sounds great, Ryan. Let's start the movie talk. Let's talk about the movie, guys. This movie Trap.
You picked it.
Yeah, I picked this movie. Okay,
Why did you
came
pick
out. in 2024, and I picked it because Ryan and I we did a Signs episode a long time ago, like 6 months ago, and I was looking at M. Night Shyamalan movies, and this trailer came out about this movie that I saw, and the trailer looked good, and that's why I wanted to see it.
Wow.
You know how many people online have said that? It amazes me.
All right, Trap. It's about a guy. It's Josh Hartnett, and he's a murderer. Record scratch, okay? He's a serial killer called the Butcher, but you don't know that yet. All right, he's going to a concert with his daughter, and the daughter is going to see her favorite pop star. He's been saving money to go to this great concert, and it's really cool. It's like really nice. He's like trying to, really be supportive of this fun time. Maybe not his cup of tea, but he's being a good sport about it. But then he talks to a merch guy, and the merch guy's like, "Hey, we're locking this concert down. There's like 100,000 SWAT team guys here, and we're going to sift through every fucking person at this concert because we know the Butcher's here." Uh-oh, record scratch. Again. Hijinks ensue. This guy, Josh Hartnett, is trying to escape without being caught by the FBI and hopefully still murder the guy that's in his basement that he's watching on his phone. Can he pull it off? Can he get both? A great concert experience and still be able to murder with absolute impunity. Trap.
Oh, yeah, you said it,
wild.
bud. Unfortunately, you only described about the first 45 minutes of this movie.
Oh, yeah, there's a back half that doesn't take place at the concert, which was surprising. I thought that was the end.
Yeah. This movie pulls the wool over your eyes. And then
It's scratchy wool, too.
The real
And they
victim.
beat you with bats after they put
the
the
real
wool over.
victim of the trap was us.
Yeah.
Because I really felt like I couldn't escape.
Can we? I just the concert.
Yes.
Lady Raven isn't an actual person. It's M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, whose name I've forgotten.
Saleka, yeah.
Saleka, who isn't an artist in real life. And I mean, as soon as I found that out, I could not separate whether or not the performance was good or bad from reality,
right.
and just
Yeah,
being
that's-
like, this is the most nepo baby bullshit I've ever had in my life. And I'm like, and then the second half hits, and instead of it just being her performance and us getting these interstitial moments that are 3 minutes long of listening to her fake pop music, then it's like,
real. She sings it. Yeah.
She's a real character now.
Yeah, she's becomes a major character in the thing. Yeah, like
Which I thought was a big switcheroo, because I totally agree with Jace. I was like, okay, this movie's going to be at a concert. It's going to be her music playing in the background. It's going to be this like handoff to his daughter, where he's kind of given a boost to her career, like as like, kind of like a favor. But it was actually in reality about 10 times worse than that, because she had like the third most screen time of anybody in the movie.
she was pretty major towards the end. Like, I mean, look, I get it. Like, you want to help, it's like a family project. Maybe that's like your dream as an artist. When you're starting out, you're like, oh, it'd be cool. Like, my daughter's a musician. It does create a weird effect, like Jay said in the movie, dude. Because like, if it was just a random pop star, I'd be like, okay, whatever. Like, this is backup. Like, this is background shit. But to have that floating over, because you see it in the opening credits too, where it's like, Saleka Shyamalan as Lady Rape, and you're like, oh, and then you're the whole time you have in your head, you're like, is this good? Is this bad? Is this like a nepo thing? Like, is this and I think it throws it off. Yeah.
It's a little weird. I'm gonna save until we talk about it later. I don't know that it like really, when I think about it, totally affected the performance, but it set like an expectation that I was like,
Yeah.
this was made to springboard your daughter's career.
Right.
You just had the intro
It was really long.
was really fucking long.
Wait, what was the intro? What was the intro?
I was like,
It was just
I was like
words,
sitting
man.
on the couch, like, if this doesn't start, I'm gonna turn this movie off.
It's like when you rewatch Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire and you realize the intro is 10 minutes long and it's just them showing like who's in the movie. And it's like, and then Bob Jefferson did the microphones. And you're like, isn't this supposed to be at the end? Jesus Christ. And it's on HBO too, so like they know you can fast forward it. Like it's, the movie like opens with this dude in this car with his daughter. And like my first vibe was that Josh Hartnett like hates his daughter in this movie. Because like he is like, I thought the vibe was so weird where she was like singing in the car and she's like, I'm going to be a singer one day. Don't you think that'd be cool? And he's like, yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe. And like the way he like, I was like, oh God.
I get it though. If you're around your teenager daughter and she's going to like a super mega famous pop star that won't be named because I don't want to get picked up in the algorithm. if you're on the way
Lady
to
Raven.
her concert, her, Eon's
Summer.
concert, and
Yeah.
you
Eons.
and you're just listening to that music, probably in your house every day, but also like
Right.
on the way there, and your daughter's just belting it out, and you're going to listen to it again when you get there,
Now
and your
we
daughter's
got
like, I could be a
bad
famous
blood.
singer one day. At a certain point, you can't be like, wow, that's the most interesting thing I've ever heard in my life. You kind of have to just be like, yeah,
Ryan hates kids. Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I mean, that's the vibe that he's given off this whole movie too, which I think is really funny to watch. It's like someone described it as like when you're working at like a summer camp for kids or you're working around kids a lot and you have this like super shallow like anger that's like very thinly hidden and you're like, yeah, you want to do this? Hey, let's come over here and do this. And you're about to have like a manic breakdown like right underneath. And I feel like that's him this whole movie. And you just see things happen to him that like frustrate him, but he's like trying to be normal. I thought it was fun to watch.
I'd agree with that. I just noting at the scene that watching this with subtitles, like that opens up with her singing, and it states in the description singing off key.
Oh,
So it
yeah.
almost like, for me, it set it up like a joke. For me, it was like she was singing off key, you're listening to her sing off key, and then she's like, maybe I'll be a singer. And he was like, haha, yeah. So I was like, oh, cute.
You think she
Cute little
watched the movie and
family
with
interaction.
subtitles?
She's like,
and
what the fuck?
fuck? Yeah,
Singing
sing
off
well.
key.
And it was so when he gets to the concert. JC like texted us. You were like, this guy's like really aware of cops, because he was like looking at every. He was like, oh goddamn. He's like watching all the exits. But I was honestly like, that's the way how I kind of am in concert spaces. Like I'm always looking at exits and looking at like who's in
yeah.
the rafters. You know.
Stampedes, bro.
Are you guys like that when you go to a venue and you're thinking about like exit strategy? Like
Yeah,
if
I always
if
try to
things go
stay near
shit?
that. I always stay near the exit.
Is that a trauma response?
I think it is too.
Are we like? I mean, just it is something that I think one of my cohort notes. It's like, yeah, if I go to a thing, I like
yeah, you gotta do
crowd
exits.
here, exit there.
Yeah,
I think for certain people, but like there's a certain type of person who thinks about that or goes to a crowded venue as something that's not like an everyday thing. I don't go to concerts very often.
Yeah.
So therefore, when I do, I'm try to be aware of my surroundings because it's an unusual place for me. It's usually in a new venue that I've never been to before. Whereas I'm sure Denali feels differently on, like at the bowl. Like
Yeah, well, I
you
think-
you know innately where they are, so you don't have to
Yeah.
be constantly aware. But then at the same time, there's people who go to places and that doesn't ever cross their mind.
it reminds me of like what my dad said about like when he goes to restaurants, he sits in what he calls the gunfighter seat, and that's like when you
Oh
go
my
into a
God.
restaurant. I was telling this to Amber too, and I do the same thing. You're like in the back corner and you face the entry like a cowboy, so that when you
Like,
see,
you're like the head honcho of the mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, but you see when something happens, you're gonna see them come in, and you're always
You're
gonna
also
be
the
facing
first person who's gonna get shot.
We're the byproduct of military parents. Okay.
Yeah, I
get
think
it.
it's
Got it.
it's all trauma response all the way down. But yeah, this dude, he's acting like pretty sus though. I think he seems like he's already panicking.
Yeah.
He's looking around. He's like, oh shit, what the fuck? My favorite part is in the trailer where he's talking to the merch guy about what's going on, and like
the
he's
merch
looking
guy
like
is so stoked.
yeah, he's like nobody acts like this. He's like he's
Hey,
really
you're a
overzealous.
great father. Oh my God. What do you need?
He's looking down. They're both looking straight down the barrel of the camera, and which is my favorite thing. Yeah.
I thought I don't know if I would call it like single point perspective, but like the full face
Yeah.
reverse shot was really uncomfortable because the lenses it was just too close, and it wasn't for dramatic scenes, because sometimes when you want to show drama, you show it tight, and if you want to show like, comedy or horror, you show it wide. And these were like just like establishing conversations, and it felt like the guy and Josh Hartnett were having a conversation where at a normal distance, like a couple feet apart. And then the giant movie camera was like wedged between them.
Dude, I was locked in. Yeah.
It didn't seem like they had the thought to say, Josh, you don't need to be here when the other guy's talking. Like, we can put the camera where you're standing.
Yeah.
Instead, they tried to fit it between the two actors, and it was just like right up against their face and not off to the side at all. And then the camera would switch 180 degrees immediately when the other person started talking. I didn't like those scenes at all.
Why don't they have a two-sided camera? That way they can both.
Damn.
They don't have to move.
You know
the
what?
camera
That's
around,
not a bad idea.
right. Yeah.
that's
you guys want to
actually-
go in?
I think what might be a lot more practical to now, and hear me out. I don't say I don't like your idea.
Okay.
I think that, it's a great idea. What we might
you.
want to do instead is just use 2 different cameras.
Okay. No, but that's twice the cost though. You buy one camera, 2 sides, and also you can have a 4-sided camera, so you can have 4 people talking to each other and still get the same shot.
Oh,
Hear me out.
Okay.
Jace.
360-degree camera.
Oh, yo, the whole thing
How
is
are we
lens.
going to fit 360 cameras in that spot? I think if you just if
Yeah.
you don't put the camera between the 2 or however many actors, if you don't put it in the center, you can just put it off outside of their little circle of conversation and you can see all 4 of them.
No, dude, they're like talking at the camera.
I really like your.
There's 2 of them.
I really like what you just said about the cameras and the location in between them, and it gave me this interesting perspective that I didn't think about before now, and that in a crowded venue like that, it's just very loud, and obviously we're in a film and they're isolating noise, but if you were in a space where that many people were talking and trying to order stuff, you'd probably be yelling at the person you're trying to buy things from. And the way you just described how the conversation works, where it's flipping really tightly back and forth, is kind of an interesting way to isolate 2 people in that crowd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jace,
I
that's
think-
a big brain comment, dude. I agree.
I think they did it so that they could not have to shout. Yeah, I mean, and make the sound make sense with the camera placement for sure. However, I agree that they would normally be yelling. So we would normally just put the camera farther away and make them yell. Just do it the natural way.
I liked it. I thought it was nerve-wracking, and the guy was like, there's a murderer, the butcher, the psycho who's been cutting people up, and he's saying that right at you, and I'm like, holy shit. And you see Josh Hartnett, and what I love is his reactions to things, because he gets to do micro facial acting where he's like, yeah, wow, that's crazy, man, whoa. I just love that whole setup. And then you can kind of see him this dude is completely trusting Josh Hartnett to not be a murderer. Because if I was working anywhere, even if there was 20,000 guests, and they told
said,
me
there's a mass murderer here.
yeah, and he's in this place, and it's gonna be someone you might talk to, I would think every single person in there, including my coworkers, are murderers. And I would not trust Josh Hart. I would never tell someone like this. And he's bringing him to the back with him and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seemed like a video game.
Yeah.
Where you pass some sort of skill check or a speech.
Oh,
thing.
right.
He passed
And then
every single skill check.
And then the other character is 100% trusting. And it's a very binary system. You're either part of the in-group or the out-group, because the guy he just works at this merch table, and Josh Hartnett's like, oh, you're out of t-shirts? That's fine. I'll wait until you go get more. Mm-hmm. And the other dude's like, I would die for you.
I would lay down my life.
And you know what? Even if you're a serial killer, I would let you go.
Yeah. Because he goes to the back with him, and he that scene where he hands him the box cutter. He's like, hey, could you hold this? And the box cutter's open. And it's yeah. And he tells him his he tells him the safe code word to tell the cops to know that he's clean. Oh my Lord, dude. It reminds me of in video games where you just shoot someone with an arrow and they're like, what's that? And after 20 seconds, they're like, must have been the wind. And they just kind of go off with their day and they forget what happened. That's just, everyone was treating him like this.
Every single person. We haven't even gotten past the concert yet.
This
No.
is the first 15 minutes of the movie, yeah.
Yeah. Because he has a lot of interactions. Because I think he's a bard build, in Dungeons and Dragons, where it's high charisma. Because his charisma checks, I think, are crit rolling every time.
Every
'cause
single time.
He gets stopped by 2 SWAT guys.
I hate it though, because the explanation of that, when playing a game like Dungeons and Dragons, is that
Yes.
you're not your character who is this legendary hero who has crazy high charisma. So you can make a request and be like, well, I want to do this. But this guy walks up to him and he's like, I'm firefighter, have daughter. Give me shirt. And the guy's like, oh my God. I need to help you. It's I think all of the dialogue was video gamey, was really
Yeah.
and then things worked out for him that you just can't. I don't know. Can you?
It's
was it
the
supposed to be
opposite
that way?
of. It's there's a spectrum of types of dialogue, right? And this is definitely one end of the spectrum, and it was very unnatural.
Yeah.
And it's almost like what we're doing now, and then we each have something to say when we start talking, and then the other person gives their full thoughts. Whereas a normal conversation is a lot of back and forth and interruption. If you take other pieces of media, especially like shows, you have the Aaron Sorkin-esque dialogue where it's very kind of like quick, witty, like West Wing, Social Network style of dialogue. But you also have like what people usually use as an example of bad dialogue, which is Gilmore Girls, which is, some people love it, but some people hate it.
Yeah.
And everything that everybody says is this like perfectly quippy response, and they're delivered instantly with no thought. And this movie didn't have any of that. But then there's also types of dialogue, like, for instance, shows like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which have a lot of, this is also placed in Philadelphia. Yeah, this movie, because it's M. Night Shyamalan, they all take place in Philadelphia. Where there's a lot of improv, right? And the actors are reacting to each other.
It's like, I'm Abe Lincoln. I'm in a library.
No. So
Don't chop down our books.
That's funny. Good job, Jace.
I'm a French guy.
Okay. And so this movie, in contrast, was very stilted. Like, everybody had their line.
Yeah.
And it got to be kind of like, it had to resolve before the next person could start talking. And I don't know what about it. It just didn't feel very natural at all.
Yeah, it was like you're watching someone play Skyrim or like Fallout.
Yeah.
There's that part where he's sneaking behind the cops, and the cops are like explaining like one of his victims. And that one actually got an audible laugh for me, because I think this movie is kind of a comedy. Like, I was laughing my ass off, where he was just like, this guy, he had a wife and a kid, and he got voted the most liked teacher at the school he works. This is why we do this. And
he started that conversation with, like I all told you back at the station house. And so we know he's repeating this information solely for our benefit.
Yeah.
And that's just the worst thing you should never say, that, or also after someone's done explaining something, you have another character who says like, you don't got to tell me twice.
Yeah.
It's like the same idea. Like, we get it. It's exposition. Why don't you just show us them having the conversation at the station house?
There's one thing that happened early in the movie where and you guys, I don't know if you guys noticed it. He's eating a pretzel, right? And he puts it in a cup.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a Chekhov's cup.
Why?
They zoomed in on the cup, right? Like,
yeah.
He puts it down, and it zooms in on him putting it in the cup, like very deliberately. And you're like, oh, remember the cup. But then the cup never came up.
I thought maybe they're going to pull DNA off it or something.
I did too. I thought so too. Like, there's going to be a DNA scene. I don't know why they put that in there.
I'm confused about the number of time. Okay, the concert continues on.
Yeah.
He is going back to the seat with his daughter to check on her, and then leaving and kind of trying to formulate his escape plan and doing these charisma checks that we talked about. And one of the times, there's a woman who is either sick or drunk, and he pushes her down the stairs to create like a response from the police officers to give himself an opening. But why were there so many moments at this concert? Mind you, I'm not a regular concert goer, where there are people that are sick that he can interact with and help.
It's weird to put that many in the movie.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple cutaways, of like a girl like hunched over, holding her stomach, and paramedics helping them, and you kind of look at that, and they do it like 4 times in this movie, and you think there's something, like someone's being poisoned, right? Like there's something wrong with the venue.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I could say like working at venues, fucked up people go off the site all the goddamn time. It's like just huge piles of them, right? But to put that in a movie, and you're like, what's the point here? I don't know. I feel like there's another cut of this movie, I think, where he poisons like the pretzels are poisoned, maybe. It's Also, I was wondering about like, okay, would they actually do this? Would they actually take like that many FBI agents and that many SWAT people to go after one guy? Like that's like crazy, right? Like to actually go lock down a venue like this?
Yeah, it's crazy. The number one like mantra in saving people's lives is don't unnecessarily endanger 30,000 people at the same time.
Wow,
like
that's very specific. Yeah.
If you know that the guy is going, like, try and get them maybe on the way in. I don't know. Like, don't do it like as soon as everybody's like in a confined space.
He's planning his biggest murder of all at this. And also, I'm like, is this guy like fucking Iron Man? Because they all have like fucking AR-15s. They got like fucking RPGs and shit. Like these APCs are rolling up to kind of stop this one dude. Granted, we don't know the backstory. We don't know what he's pulled off in like the previous kills, but he's killed like 12 people. And I just feel like it was a lot of decorum for this one guy. I'm also just trying to like think about the employees here in this venue. Like why
I would not fucking go to that concert.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'm making minimum wage working at this concert. It's probably terrible. I'm folding pretzels and dipping them in salt and handing out like cups of nacho cheese for 75 cents to serial killers. Fuck no.
Dude, and also there were casualties, dude. Remember he like blew up that oil bomb.
Oh my God.
Like holy shit, dude. That was actually like one of the worst parts of the whole movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I hated that.
Didn't like it.
There was no. Well, one, I don't think that putting a glass, like you would just get hot glass, and like a jar of glass isn't.
Does oil expand?
Oh no, wait,
yeah,
no. I think it was like jars of like apple cider, wasn't it? Because like it's like liquid and it's boiling.
I thought it was jars of the oil.
I thought they were also jars of the oil from when the scene went through.
Yeah, well, because I always hear when people like mess with each other on fryers. Like again, sorry to mention another weird thing my dad used to do was when he worked at restaurants, they would put frozen grapes and dump them into the fryers.
Yeah, and it'll explode.
So they'd explode, right? And I think with anything
fucked
with water.
up.
Well, they get third-degree burns, and it's like everyone laughs. But like it's when you have like water in there, I think it expands like really big.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Totally understand that. I thought when the bottle flipped inside of it, that the bottle said oil on it, is what I had thought. So I was like, why is a bottle full of oil or glass full of oil exploding? Because
maybe he put a grenade in the bottle.
Yeah, probably.
And then put it in there.
I had said something about the workers.
He wears an apron like a butcher at one point. I thought that was funny.
Does.
Amber pointed that out. I clapped.
Oh, okay. I think maybe I misunderstood this. I thought that there were supposed to be like 2 concerts in the same day, and they put this one on specially for him to catch him. Is how I thought it was like described in the beginning of the movie. But then
they added an afternoon show. Yeah.
But then later, that was not the case. So we kind of thought the same thing. We were like, why is there a concert in the middle of the day? But later, so let's go to the end, and let's kind of maybe skip the middle 30 minutes. But at the end, we find out that the cops found a concert ticket in one of his safe houses.
Yeah.
Like a receipt for the purchase of a concert ticket. And that's how they knew that he was going to attend that concert, and that's why they staged the trap at that concert. And we eventually find out that the mom, his wife, had tipped the cops off.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like, she put the concert ticket there or something?
Yeah, she like left a scrap of the ticket he's going to go to at his safe house. Like a mistake he wouldn't have made because he's so particular.
And she
That's how he knew.
She figured out where the safe house was and figured out that he's the killer or something, and then and she's like, I know what's going to happen. The police are eventually going to find this safe house. They're going to find a concert ticket. They're going to stage the most elaborate trap for a killer in U.S. history, by far, world history. And they're going to break multiple, civil rights on the way there. And like, I just don't understand why that was a logical conclusion for her.
Maybe she suggested it. She was like, hey, anonymous tip, go to this house with these tickets. And by the way, his biggest weakness is 20,000 cops surrounding one building, stopping every male in his 30s leaving.
Bring, 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 bring. Hey, we're just giving you a call back. These aren't actually anonymous. Thanks for that tip on the butcher.
You called me back.
Yeah, we just contacted Verizon. We have your information. We were thinking we'd come by your house, ask you some questions in person.
Yeah, well, I was hoping this would be kind of like an anonymous tip, that way he doesn't know that it's me.
Oh, yeah, things don't work like that anymore, unfortunately.
You can do this in a way that he thinks that he made a mistake later.
You have an idea who it might be?
No, I mean, just hypothetically, like if I could, I'm gonna go right now, and then you're gonna stage a really big trap for this guy.
Got it. Yeah, we'll see you in 5 minutes.
Okay,
Good,
no,
thanks.
well, you don't know where I live. I think that's what basically, Yeah, when I was like, again, to bring up the employees again, I was going to say this earlier. Have you guys ever worked like food service before where you're like making or taking orders from people and like you're kind of judging what their orders are? Like if I was working like the pretzel or the burger stand and I was taking orders, like I'd be thinking like I'm going to be serving the serial killer at some point. And like serving pizzas, I would look at people's pizza orders and think about how it reflects on their personality. Like if I have an asshole and I see that he puts like just onions on his pizza and I'm like, oh, that's what an asshole would fucking do. What was I going to say? What do you guys think a murderer would order?
I feel like he would order
What do
the
I
pretzel
order?
stick and then he would take all the salt off.
Yeah, I think you take no salt.
He would,
Pretzel,
like,
no salt.
He would like rub it all off with a napkin, like before
Yeah.
he'd be holding it with a napkin and he'd rub all the salt off.
I think he would a greaseless pizza. We had a guy order a pizza with no cheese, no sauce, just sausage nugs. So it was just crust with like the sausage nugs just dryly on top. And he ordered 2 slices of it, so we had to keep like 6/8 of the pizza in the back, and we didn't put on the. We all had it, and it was fucking terrible. So I think that would be a good
Sierra
murder pizza.
Mist?
Yeah.
On the pizza?
No. Yeah.
No, just a cup of it.
Crust.
What?
Dump a 2-liter bottle of Sierra Mist right on top.
I love the Sierra Mist.
Isn't it gone now? Isn't Sierra?
It's gone. It's now like
gone, right?
starry.
Something else.
Yeah, Starry. It was Mist Twist for a while.
Can we talk about the scene?
No.
Can we talk about the scenes where they get, for some reason, Josh Hartnett convinces... Oh, Josh Hartnett tells the pop star,
Yeah.
because he gets backstage, he tells the
That was
pop
wild.
star that
Unexpected.
he's the killer
Yes.
and convinces her to let him escape in her limo. And Julie and I thought that it wasn't a very good security plan to have an extremely well publicized and completely unadaptable plan of that whoever was with the pop star was not going to be searched by the police. Remember, everybody, hey, are you over there down in the hallway who's not really in this conversation? Are you listening? Because whoever is with wink,
Yeah.
whoever's with this pop star is not going to be searched by the police. Okay.
They say it over and over. And they say it
And-
to him, too, because she's like, yeah, everyone's got to be searched except for her very close friends and entourage and Lady Raven. Anyways, bye.
And I thought that was just ridiculous. But also, the movie started jumping the shark, I thought, when they got back to the house. Because they get back to the family's house. She kind of like is trying to turn him in secretly. And so they have this pop star, international pop star, in this family's home. And the daughter's like freaking out. The mom's like, this is crazy. Kind of like, I didn't know this was happening kind of a thing, but trying to be polite. And the pop star steals the dad's phone, which has the captive guy on it.
Yeah.
Like on the live stream.
It's unlocked.
And instead of calling the police, she goes on like Instagram Live
Yeah.
and asks if anybody knows if there's a statue with a broken lion.
No, dude, that's a good call. I think that's the only way they're going to find that thing. Like,
Because like, if you just call the police first.
but she only had a few minutes, right? Because he was breaking down the door.
So call the fucking police.
Nah, dude,
Like,
they're not going to get there
she-
fast enough.
I don't understand this at all. There's a couple things I don't understand. One of the things I don't understand is that she texted her driver to call the police. And I think the driver eventually did call the police.
Why didn't the driver have a gun?
Well, that too. But also like later on
used a
when they
private limo
left, the
company.
driver's sitting in the limo and Josh Hartnett is apparently dressed like a SWAT person.
Yeah.
And the SWAT person goes up to the limo driver and is like, "Hey man, I might take this one."
Yeah.
And the
Are you
limo driver
fucking
gets
kidding?
out and is like, "Okay." It's like,
Yeah.
dude, you have one job, and it's to drive the person around in your limo.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. There's no way that would happen.
There's no way the limo driver would be like, "Okay, that's fine, and I'm not going to even check your identity or like make sure who's in the fucking car in the back."
Like, I know people who are drivers for talent at venues, like, they are so fucking on the hook that it's like, you will never, ever risk something like that in a billion years. Even if, like, the president of the United States was like, I'll take this. Actually, especially, I was, like, thinking about you mentioned, like, on his phone, right?
An eighth of a mile down the road into a tree.
I've never driven. Yeah.
I was raised rich.
I was thinking about the phone thing, right? Because JC mentioned, like, this dude, he's so down bad. He leaves in the middle of the concert just to watch his, like, sicko live stream of this dude, like, locked in his basement. But then he listens on full volume in this bathroom stall.
And he's like,
And it's like,
"Yeah."
It's like a packed bathroom, and he's like playing through his phone speakers, and the guy's like, "Oh, somebody help me! Oh, I'm in a basement!" Like, and he's just watching it.
Someone peeks. Imagine
someone peeks up, and it's like, I mind my own business in a public restroom. I don't know if my line goes farther than hearing like a fucking live stream of a guy being stuck in a basement. I don't know.
I've got a question.
What do you
for
do? Go ahead, Jason.
I'd peek over on top. I'd peek.
Oh yeah, I'd peek. I've got a morality question. I think for both of you, and unfortunately, I think it might be the trolley problem. I think this is the trolley problem.
I love the trolley problem. Yeah.
If you're a world-renowned pop star who just found out that a serial killer is going to be at your show like a week before, and you're probably ultra rich because you're on this crazy tour, and you have the ability to catch him and one guy dies, or go through a crazy scheme where you get him in your limo and put your own life in danger, what are you going to do? As soon as he shows me that phone, I'm going to start screaming,
yeah, that's a big gambit. Huge gambit.
And the thing is like, he's going to kill that guy anyways. So why are you trusting the word of this serial killer who is trying to take you hostage? I think if you should ever not be trusting and you should be skeptical of someone maybe trying to trick you, it's someone who's just shown you proof that they're a currently active serial killer that's evading about 20,000 police officers right now.
Because I thought she was going to die once he revealed that thing, because he's going to kill her, right?
Like,
right. That's the natural conclusion. And she's like, you make a compelling point. You know what? You're not so bad.
Yeah. The called shot of her making the calculation and being like, I'm going to fucking solo this dude. Like, you know what? Like, I'm not just going to try to get out of this. She's like, let's go to your house. And he's like, what the fuck? She's like, I'm going to solo this fucking serial killer right now. He's going down because of me.
But not really. Like, she whiffs it repeatedly.
Oh, but she gets him caught, though.
Yeah, after he gouges some police officers' eyes out and kills a bunch of people. Even when they get outside the house, after he's in the fucking handcuffs, he's like,
shit.
I want to stop and say, I'd hug my son's bike or something. And they're like,
yeah,
that's a fair request.
Yeah, like, he's escaped like 17 times at this point.
I hate it.
And he's like, can I just fuck with this bike before I go? And now that you've cuffed me in the front of my body and that I could just hold something if I fucked with something?
First off, you cuff back of hand to back of hand. And second, you cuff them behind their back.
Third of thing, you don't remove a spoke on a bike that easily while 8 people are watching you. I don't know.
Contingency, bro. It's contingency plan.
Okay,
He saw this coming.
And also,
fair.
When he gets put in the back of the SWAT car with a bike spoke to undo his handcuffs, he's still locked in the back of the SWAT car.
Those doors don't open.
I know that the cops in this movie are very, very ineffective. So they're probably going to have one dude there open the back of the car, and it's going to be his first day on the job.
He's going to stab him in the neck with a spoke. And he's like, ugh! And then he wears the costume, dude. Takes the cop car back to the house.
I really did not like the inefficacy of cops because it also lowers the stakes of the movie because you don't think at any one point that this guy's actually in danger. You just know he's going to get away with it. The counterpoint to my own argument is that the cops can teleport because they were just having this really, really intense conversation with his wife. Like, he has his wife trapped in the house and he's trying to kill her with a knife, and the cops are nowhere to be found. They're not even there. And then he takes 2 steps and there's a bunch of cops in the living room.
I think they were waiting for the they're waiting for the opportune time.
They're like, not yet.
Not yet. He's like, I'm going to murder you with this knife right now. No, it's not the time. Not the time. She's going to say the cake, eat the cake. And he's going to say yes for sure.
And he starts getting up. Those tasers with the wires, you can retase. That's the whole point of the fucking wires.
I didn't know that. I thought.
Yeah, as long as the leads are connected, you just have to hit the trigger and it tases.
Yeah, isn't it true that there's some people who are immune to tasers? And
No.
he got shot 8 times with tasers. And he wasn't.
They're really big people. A taser, if it doesn't get a full connection, it can be ineffective.
Eddie
or
Hall.
people who are on, people are on drugs. So I think there was some
PCP
credence to him using her drugging him to dulling. But It's tough. I don't know. I think it was like a big show of force to have that many SWAT team members and that many police officers with guns and like showing guns to like make stakes for it to be like, we're actually gonna tase him when we bring him in.
I think it's to set up a sequel. I think there's gonna be a trap too, because this dude, like, he has to escape at the end. He's got to be like this unrelenting dude, right? It's like Halloween.
Set up a sequel that we don't want to watch. Like it's the stupidest idea in the world. Like you're gonna make the movie worse so that you can make another one.
Dude, he's got 3 kids. He needs to give each one their shot.
What if the second one is they go to another concert
Or like
and
an
they try to
art
get him
gallery
again
or something. It's got all his kids' art.
Yeah, I mean they catch him at the end, right? Like they throw him in. And he hugs his daughter too. That's like the other thing that they let him do.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna plant something, or he was gonna plant something on her to get him out. Yeah, and they get out. That's pretty much the end of the movie. Like,
we need to wrap this up. This is supposed to be
let's do
it's
this.
supposed to be quicker.
It was a quickie.
I do want to say that like I think it's funny that you got like the vibes that he didn't like his daughter at the beginning, but like the one thing that he does love is his family.
Yeah.
And like the only really harrowing moment for me in this was when he's in the car and he's like the garage door opens and his wife and 2 children are out in front of the house and he's like, I locked them in this room. There's a tree next to the window. I've never looked at it from that perspective. And then he like looks up and he's blank and he's like, never let the 2 lives touch. And it was just like, oh, Jesus.
Does he talk like that all the time? Because I'm like 99% sure he's the serial killer.
Yeah.
Like what?
It's this guy. Yeah.
It's extremely obvious.
Okay. Meters. When I proposed the M. Night Shyamalan season, I had like a twistometer. But this is how Josh Hartnett it was. Or you can call this the movie meter. How much I like this movie. And boy, this is a complicated question. Do you want to do a meter? You guys want to do a meter?
Yeah, you said it's a complicated question because you gave yourself a 3-part meter.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
Are you
It's all
rating
3.
this on a theme meter?
There's
or
3
are you saying
scores.
quality?
I'm gonna give 3 scores.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just gonna let's just do the movie meter.
Okay.
Let's do the movie meter. Let's keep it simple.
You're
all right.
first.
I'm first. Yeah, this is a tough question whether or not I liked this movie. Okay, because this movie is not good. All right. we know this is not good. However, did this movie accomplish the task?
Denali, that's the most honest thing you've ever said about a movie you've picked before.
This movie's not good. But however, did this movie accomplish the task of being a movie that I watched, that I enjoyed, and did I laugh? Did I cry? But like when I watched this movie, I had a good time. All right. I think this movie's low-key a comedy. I think all M. Night Shyamalan movies are low-key comedies, whether he knows it or not. I think this movie was very strange, and it kept me captivated the whole time. Even when a movie's bad, if it's like making me wonder what's going to happen in the next scene, I can't like get up and leave. I think that's pretty good. And I was saying to Amber, this movie's a really good airplane movie. Like I think if someone's watching over your shoulder in an airplane, they're seeing the scenes. I think they're going to be like, oh shit, turn the subtitles on. Like I think they're going to want to know how this goes down. And I think that's saying something.
And then you turn the subtitles on and like, never mind.
And they're like, oh, this is bad. So I'm going to, I think Josh Hartnett did a really good job in this movie. All right. That was a lot of fun. The music scenes were too long. I think it was like I get trying to do a showcase, but I think you should do 1 song. I don't think you should do 7. Like there's 7 whole songs in this movie and there's long shots of them enjoying the music. And I'm like, at a certain point, you need to kind of draw the line, I think, about, is it an actual concert? Like, am I watching the Eras tour right now, or am I watching Trap?
And you're a pop girly, too.
Yeah, I love pop music, and I just think you gotta pick one. You can't have both. I'm sorry. I'm going to give it a... That's a loose one.
Sorry to our listeners.
What should I give it?
Probably something down the 2, 3, 4 range.
I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5. All right. I think it's okay.
Huh. I think right there with you. I think Josh Hartnett killed it. One thing that was my fault is that I watched the movie with subtitles on, and because this movie had so much of the face and
Right,
frame.
like, right in the face.
Whenever
yeah.
there would be subtitles, it would completely cover their mouth because they
like,
weren't
"Oh."
they weren't really long across the screen. They were stacked on top of each other.
Oh,
and I
fuck.
was like, I'd be like,
It's missing out of
I
this
hate
movie.
this. And I think most of our conversation for the past hour has been how flimsy the plot is. And maybe that works for some people. It really didn't work for me. As far as bad movies go, it was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 4.
Cool. I'm going to give it a 3. I really did not enjoy the pacing. I did enjoy the character work. I think the character work is fine. Pacing and plot are just absolutely terrible. M. Night can really make a great movie. He can make a couple of my most favorite movies ever. Unbreakable is on like one of my Mount Rushmores of how to shoot a movie. And Signs is like one of Julie's top 5 movies ever. But
Chase?
So he could make a great movie. I think
Yeah.
those are all like he used to be able to make a great movie.
yeah, he's made great movies.
He's like, I think he swings and I think he misses.
Right. I don't think that it's not like, oh, this guy has potential. One day he could make a great movie. I think
He's done
like,
it.
dude, I know you can make good movies, so I'm not shy about saying the ones they're bad. I'm gonna give this movie a 3, and I'm fine with that. We watched this on Julie's birthday, and
Sorry, Julie.
she picked it, and she said, I get to pick the movie, and you can't veto it.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. And then I go in there, and it's this movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's actually what happened. That's why I watched it 2 weeks ago.
Because, yeah, you texted us and you're like, I was like, why did you watch it so early, Ryan?
Yeah, that's why, because Julie picked it on her birthday
Julie-
as her
did
birthday
she-
movie.
Did she like it?
How'd she feel about it?
She didn't like it. Okay. If you can give like an in absentee score for Julie, what do you think? How much
I
did she
think that's
not
what her letterbox was. Yeah, like maybe a 3 or 4.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Out of 10,
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of 5. Yeah. I mean, I think as far as bad movies go, I think this was like pretty fun. Like sometimes our bad movies are.
There's like maybe
Yeah.
make it less serious and maybe make the bad guy Jason Voorhees.
Oh.
Then you're in my like.
He's
then
too
you're
easy to
in
find.
Yeah, you're kind of in my wheelhouse. You know, like Jason Voorhees has killed way more people than this, and the cops aren't really. They do set a trap for him in number 9, but like the
Wait,
cops
it's-
don't really care. You
It's a
know?
Halloween concert. Everyone's dressed as Jason.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
gotta find the real Jason.
They kind of do this in Scream. I think if you're looking for a movie like this that has this vibe, watch one of the Scream movies. Even number
They do
6 is good.
They do a concert in those movies? They do the same thing?
No,
Like,
but
where
there's
it's
always
like a concert?
parties.
Yeah, but is there like songs for like 30 minutes?
No.
Okay.
It's kind
add it
it's
to the
kind of the
list.
plot of Scream. So I would just say watch a Kevin Williamson movie instead.
There you have it, folks. That's Trap. All right. Did you like it? Oh, and there's a twist at the end. There's a twist, but we're not gonna spoil it. It's a no spoilers review. Did you guys see the after the credits scene too?
No. I ripped that shit off as soon as it faded to black after it looked like he undid his cuffs.
There was one after credit scene. It was really brief. It was the t-shirt sales guy. He's like watching TV on his couch, and they're like, "We have discovered the identity of the killer." And then he like sees, and he's like, "Oh my god, I helped him! I helped him!"
Are you
He's like-
serious? Or are you fucking?
Yeah,
with
and
me?
That would have
Yeah,
made it a lot better for me. Damn it, I'm upset that I missed that.
And he's like, "I'm not talking to nobody at work anymore. I'm fucking done." Yeah, it was a good scene. Let us know what you think about Trapped. Subscribe, listen to our podcast, all that stuff. Tell your grandma to listen to us. Next movie we should talk about. We should talk about later.
Yeah, we'll do it later. I'm crashing.
Why do we have to do it later? What if I already know what movie it's gonna be?
Do you know what movie?
What movie, Jace?
We're gonna watch Dune 2.
Yeah.
Are you
I actually
memeing?
I wanted to rewatch it. I was gonna watch it anyways.
Are you memeing?
Let's do Dune. Let's fucking do Dune.
Dune
I want to
2.
do Dune.
Dune 2 specifically.
I want to do Dune 2. Don't you? Or you want to do 1984's Dune?
That
That might be better.
that's actually really I've never seen it.
Yeah, David.
I'm a big
David
Lynch
Lynch's.
head, and I haven't seen it.
It's not good, but it's wild. It's crazy.
It's like the music video version of the movie.
Yeah,
How
dude,
long is it? Is it
it's
really
too long. Oh,
But it's not as long
2:17.
as the other one.
It's 2:17, but you will feel it. Like Dune 2, you don't feel it. This one, you feel every minute.
Jace,
think-
which one?
okay.
Which one do you want to watch?
Let's
It's your
shoot
call.
back in. Let's say we're gonna watch Dune, and then definitely do not make it clear that it's gonna
Which
be the 1984 one.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Jodorowsky's Dune, the documentary about the making of the 1974 version of Dune. Okay, all right, we're cutting back in now seamlessly. Jace, you got a movie for us next week. What's it going to be so that the folks at home know to watch along with us?
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a real good movie
Yeah.
for the review next week.
How you doing?
What's the movie?
Yeah, doing.
What?
Doing Where's My Car? Doing Where's My Worm?
Doing. Where's my car? Yeah, that's it. We're gonna watch. We're gonna watch the. Oh, sorry.
Dune. Watch the movie. Follow along. Subscribe. You guys watch that movie about like that giant pile of sand who likes bowling, starring the Dune?
That's no.
I don't know how to help you.
There's too many logical leaps.
He likes they pissed on his carpet. It really tied the room together.
Yeah.
You guys want to leave our audience?
I gotta get out of here, man.
That's what I said. We're leaving. We're ending the pod. We're leaving.
Okay.
All
Chop
right.
it up. Chop it up.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
You don't get multiple words. You get one word. Serial killer.
Oh. Yeah. A serial killer message.
I'm saying chop it up. I'm saying yeah.
Oh, chop it up. Okay. When
You
Go
fart
cutting
a
nuts
saw
off
you
squirrel
cutting
ass.
That's the best one we've ever done. That's so fucking funny. It doesn't matter what I said, you were gonna say ass.